Welcome, folks. This week we have a double Parsha. We have Matos and Maasei. The word Matos refers to the tribes of Israel, but specifically the word means a branch that has that's turned into a staff. It is hardened like a staff. And that's what is the reference to the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's where it's Matos, plural. And then we have Maasei, which means journeys. So in life, there is the values that we have that have to be hard like a staff. We have values that we don't let go of, and that enables us to travel through life's journeys. What is life's journeys? What are the journeys of life that we need to travel through? That we need to have very strong, steadfast values. So the Jewish people went through 42 journeys in the desert. Baal Shem Tov says that those 42 journeys are 42 journeys that we need to go through in our lives. What are those journeys exactly? What do they make up? The truth is, something we spoke about earlier in the week, those journeys really were encampments. But yet life is a journey, is about movement, about moving forward in life. And what does it mean to move forward in life? What does it mean? What does it mean to move forward in life? So, I'm going to give a metaphor. How do we move forward in life? What does it mean? So 42 journeys. Close your eyes for a moment and think of 42 wonderful places to be at. Some of them might be your favorite restaurant, like that sushi place that, you get that platter that's got all the fancy stuff. For another, it might be an amazing bakery. What? The cheese Danish at this place, the bagels, 10 different kinds of bagels. Another person, it might be a place like Disney World, going to Disney World, and the rides, the entertainment. That could be. Another person could be their favorite vacation spot. There's a beach, and you have the hot tubs, and you have all the luxury, and so on and so forth. 42 destinations in life. And if you close your eyes and think about, so imagine that each one of these 42 favorite places of food, places of entertainment, whatever 42 places you come up with, right? And that's your journey in life. So, wow, what a life. What a life, Imagine a person that's 70, 80, 90, 100, 120 years you live. Imagine if you're bound up in a bakery all that time, and all the goodies that are there. Or, spend your time between there, the bakery, the sushi place, Disney World, the 10 top favorite vacation places. And, wow, sounded good. And now you're asking, where do I sign up? Is that movement? Is that going anywhere in life? Is that having your heart and values, your values that you keep, if everywhere you go, the pleasure, whether it's on the palate from the bakery or from the sushi place or from the steakhouse, or from the vegetarian, well, we have sushi, so that's the vegetarian, or it's those wonderful, pleasurable places of comfort, vacation, and so on. So these 42 places, if you go there and you don't have your values, you don't have your strong values, then the only thing that you're going to do is seek the pleasure of all of these places. Because, hey, stuck in a sushi place for 90 years, stuck in a vacation places for 90 years, a wonderful bakery that the stuff is amazing, stuck there for 90 years or 120. What's going to happen? In a sense, that's what this world is. And especially, that's what's marketed to us. That's what's sold to us. This is the world, that we can have the pleasures thereof. And, most people, that's how they view the world. And, when they don't have those things, so they're saddened. But that's, of course, not going through life with any values. And you're not really journeying. That's not a journey. It's a pleasure trip. It's not a journey through life with your values that you are making something of your life. But the fact, though, is, in a sense, that's what the world is around us. So how do we deal with, imagine being, like, if you're, really recognize here to serve God. So I've said many times, it's either one or two choices in life. Either I'm self-serving or servant of God. Now, we fluctuate between the two, but those are the choices. So, if you have made the choice that I am here to live as a servant of God, to do what God needs from me in this world, right? That's the heart. That's the staff I walk with, I journey with in life. Those are the values. That's the basic fundamental values that I buy into. So now I'm walking through the sushi store, I'm walking through the restaurant, through the bakery, through Disney World, through that beautiful vacation place, and I'm being drawn by all these things. And if I submit to them, then I'm self-serving. But if I go with my staff and I walk through, what am I going to do? So there's a way of teachings, which is like the Musar movement before Hasidus. He said, you got to put your blinders on. Don't see these things, because these things are the temptations of the Yetzer Hara, of the evil inclination. And I got to go walk through journey and with my staff, with my values, and I got to be hardened with them, and I can't let them. And you feel like there's two worlds. There's the world of God and serving God, and then there's that world out there, and that's I got to put blinders on. And could you imagine going through a sushi place for 90 years and a bakery and all these things? And be a real tough struggle. Until the Baal Shem Tov, and particularly the Alter Rebbe, that was the way people look at the world. And therefore, what do they need to do? They need to be strong. Because if I hold on to those values, then I'll be able to journey through life, and then I'll get my reward. Gan Eden, in times of Mashiach, and so on and so forth. Make sense? Well, there's a truth to that. But then came the Baal Shem Tov, and in particular the Alter Rebbe, and they introduced that when you understand that the Danish that you're holding, or the sushi platter that you have, or the vacation spot that you are enthralled with, or that, roller coaster ride at Disney World, whatever it is, that really God's creating this and animating this food, animating this thing, this reality. And the truth is, the exterior that I am drawn to, it's like plastic. So imagine having a Danish, and well, that really, cheese Danish really looks good, or that, sushi really looks good, or that steak really, right? But then you bite into it and it's plastic. It look good. It really tastes so good. How so? Because how do you perceive it? It's not a true reality. The pleasure that I am drawn to in this physical world is not the true reality. The true reality is God. Within that reality, within that bakery, within the sushi restaurant, Disney World, and the vacation spot, and every other 42 places of the 42 places that we journey in life. That's the true reality. Is that God is animating it, and that there's a connection to God over here. So then the exterior of that Danish that you're eating now, almost like plastic. Now, honestly said that's a very high level of an achievement to feel that way. However, that is a truth. Because the physical pleasure that we are drawn by is not the true reality of what it is. So if we can come to a place that we're not struggling, and then put the blinders on and let me get through this, and I walk through life, and at the end of this, it's going to be wonderful reward, the struggle. That's a very difficult life to live. But you can live a deeper one. And that is that bakery and the baked goods and the sushi and all that stuff, really? That which I'm tempted by, it's make-believe, it's plastic, it's not real. What's real is God that's animating it. He's the true reality of it. Now, I'll be quite honest, I believe this fully. I can't say that when I'm eating something that necessarily I am tasting the plastic. It might be even an enjoyment. But don't get carried away with the enjoyment and make it into life and the journey in life. You enjoy. That's not what life is. That's not your true pleasure. You're eating it. You're enjoying it. You're enjoying it. That's not what you talk about. That's not what you engage in. Now, to say how your wife's food is delicious, because it truly is, my wife. Yes, that's a different story. But we're talking about, that's where you live, is in that pleasure. So then, of course, then that pleasure is the true reality. Now, are we not going to have pleasure? We're not going to be on such a level that it's going to taste like plastic to us, or or doesn't have a taste to us, or it's right. That's the Alter Rebbe famous story. But that's okay, The fact that we know that this is the truth, that the materiality and the pleasure of this thing is really plastic. It's not real. God is real. So now you can walk through life and go through to the bakery, go to all these places, and not be drawn by it, not be drawn by the world around you, because the staff that you are carrying, the hard values that you have, the strong values you have, are really much deeper. They're not just values, but it's a reality that you perceive, or that you buy into minimally, at least you buy into, that that's not what I'm here for. It's not, but it's not two realities. There's only one reality that you have. And that is not the outer exterior plastic one, but the inner true one of God. That's what the Alter Rebbe introduced through the Baal Shem Tov's teachings. But I want to take it a step further, this metaphor, and in our generation, an added layer. This is my thoughts, this is my idea, is that you're walking through life with your values, with that staff, that hard tree trunk, or branch rather, right? That branch. Now you're walking through life with those values. And what is the life, the journey? You're at the bakery. Well, favorite bakery, and the smells are unbelievable. Your favorite restaurant, your favorite vacation. All those are the 42 stops that we make. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at these baked goods. Yankel, he could use some. Let me get for him. Oh, and the sushi. My wife, let me get her some sushi. You're at Disney World. Let me take this kid that's really down and out and give them a good time there. That vacation spot. I don't need a vacation, but my family needs it. What have we done? We've taken now all of these things and turned it around and be able to do it as a service for another. Me, it's plastic. I don't need it. I don't need the vacation. I don't need the sushi. I don't need any of these things. I mean, if I'll have it, fine. Don't have it, also fine. No, I mean, for me, it's always fine. Comes with the territory. It's always fine. It's what? Yes, have it, don't have it, it's all the same. But I'm walking through life and seeing of all these pleasures, not pleasures that are drawing to me that I want to have them, but I want to give that pleasure to another. So I'm walking into the bakery and I'm thinking, wow, heavenly smell over here. Let me get something for Yankel. He could really use this. He'd appreciate it. Let me make his day. Wow, go to that restaurant. That pizza. Pizza is plastic. But you know what? Let me do good for the other. That's our generation and the Rebbe. He turned it around. Not is that this physical world is a temptation, which that's before Chassidus. The physical world is not real. It's real. How? That I could do something positive for another with it. That I could do something that will be something meaningful, and that they'll appreciate and pick up their day and make their day. That's shlichus. That's what it means to be an emissary of the Rebbe. in our generation, that we can take the world and transform it, to use it as a vehicle to do good. So it's not something to run away from. The blinders, let me get through, I'll get my reward. It's not something merely that is not real and plastic. For me, yes. Comes our generation that ever says, no, it's not about me and my divine service and how I can come closer to God. It's how I can help another Jew, another non-Jew, come closer to God. How I can use all of the things in the journey of life that I can bring everyone that I come in contact with closer to God. For me, I don't need it. It's plastic. Have it, don't have it, it's the same. But to be able now to use it, to serve God by helping another and being there for another. Oh, now we're talking. That is our generation. That's who we are. That's what the Rebbe gave us. That is, the focus isn't on us. We have our values. We're journey through life of all these places, these hotspots, these magnificent destination vacations, these unbelievable places of great joy to the palate. How am I going to bring someone bring someone else closer through all of that? That's our generation. All right, folks, with that, have a wonderful Shabbos. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my Zoom. Did not Zoom too well. So Denise, Laurent, Chaim and Joseph, Bachi and David, Elizabeth, Sina, Sarah Malka, Heather, Karen, Sherry, Linda, Paula, all of you and anybody else. Wishing you a wonderful good Shabbos. Thank you for joining.